live. Hey.
PJ,
We're
I'm
now
not going to
hello.
ask the question.
Okay.
Oh, come on. The joke finally got old.
No, I
Aw.
just
Finally.
got to be different. I got to shake it up a little bit.
All
Gotta
right.
keep
All
us on our
right.
toes.
That's great. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to Hogwarts or Trailer
Jurassic
Talk.
Park? Oh.
Listen,
Trailer Talk Hardworks.
we have to make a disclaimer though. Drew is really sick. He's actually sitting on a toilet right now because he has his stomach flu and there's a bucket to his left. So if
Yes.
he goes off screen, he's
It's.
throwing up. We'll
Yeah.
I
make sure
am.
he turns the microphone
I
off.
And
am
But
his,
literally.
Drew's, you notice
his
he's
toilet's a
thinner.
soup can.
I
He's
will
just
keep the
shitting
mic
and
on
vomiting all day
Yeah, I was
long.
gonna
because
say keep the
I
mic
don't.
on. That's
If you don't
ASMR.
know, my wife was laughing because she's like, when you vomit, it is the most violent sound I've ever heard.
God.
That's me!
No
She's
offense,
like,
but how can you vomit nicely?
You're a
well,
violent vomiter?
yeah, like like it's like it's how some people be like, "Bleh, bleh." I'm like, like it goes on for like,
It's got a long way to go.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's got a long way to go.
it is
It's
not
like
pretty.
The
I
Exorcist, just boom.
Yeah, it is.
All
It
these
is.
things is this last year, Drew, with having a child, all these
Yeah,
firsts you get to have.
learning.
Send him to school, comes home the next day who's sick. You get
And
it all.
yeah, and you all get to enjoy it on the ride with me, and learn all these great things about me and how I vomit. It's
But vomit free.
yeah, yeah. If I could share this gift with you, I would. It is
I'm good,
Just
thank
record it.
you.
glorious.
God.
No, no,
It's
the
been
actual virus. I would
Oh.
love to share
Yeah.
this with you.
it's
Yeah.
been kind of refreshing though in the last 2 years because everybody's been like staying away from each other and wearing masks and washing their hands, like doing everything. It's like all the colds and flus that you would get multiple times, they just weren't here this time. It was so nice. It was
Yeah,
so nice.
yeah. I think that's part of the reason why it felt like I feel especially more sick because it's been a long time since I was sick, like 2 years because of COVID. Like we've all been like on lockdown and wearing masks and washing our hands, and so like now that I'm actually sick, it's like I forgot what this was like. It's kind of crazy, but
We.
Well, we'll
here we
forgive you
are.
if you're a little quiet today.
Mm.
What
Uh,
are we going to watch
Quiet?
today? What are we watching today, Drew?
Oh.
well, last yesterday I don't know if it's the final trailer, but the second I guess they're calling it the second trailer for Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore. That's a title, which is the third movie in the final, I believe, in the
Nope, two
Fantastic.
more. It's two more.
Two more. Are you
It's gonna be
serious?
five
What?
altogether. Yeah,
Oh.
David
Shut
Yates
up.
has signed on for all five.
No way.
Yep,
Huh.
They're making five of these?
Okay.
five total.
Oh,
Deals done. Ink
Wow.
signed.
no way. I
Well,
gotta update I just assumed this would be like a three movie
I think
because
No,
it's
he's
like
this
the
is
doing
this
secret.
is a career choice.
Because even in the
the
like,
director's
I
been
don't.
from four upwards, so he's already like from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, again, he's actually doing an opiate movie with Sony right after this film, but he's dedicated a good chunk of his life to this.
Yeah.
Gosh,
He's going to be that guy. Do you consider like
I mean,
obviously it's a
it's a good paycheck.
Harry Potter movie, but
Yes.
like I didn't like it. I didn't like them as much as I liked the Harry Potter series. Maybe it's because it was more adult, more about love and stuff. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love the
okay.
Harry Potter movies. I was kind of like meh on these ones. I don't know.
So
I,
far, yeah.
I mean, I like it. Or, I mean, I didn't see the second one. I've only seen the first one. But I kind of liked, the first one for this one, for this series. But I don't know. I mean, I liked when in the Goblet of Fire, you had all the other schools come that were going to come compete with them in the tournament. And I liked getting
Yeah.
to see those other worlds. So in these movies, I do like that you are experiencing the other schools or like different areas, like in the U.S., wherever. I mean, I haven't seen the second one, so I don't know what else you experience. But it is kind of interesting to you know everything about Harry Potter and what happened in that time period, but now you're before that and you're seeing Dumbledore, which it's his movie now.
now
Like,
these are all her screenplays. These are all Rowling screenplays.
I
The
Yes.
believe
first
so.
one came
Yeah.
out. The second one didn't do as well as the first one.
Wow.
But this is her
This is
screenplay
not a
again.
script.
But and I don't know, you have to check this, but Clovis, David Clovis, he's in on writing this one with her. So
Mm,
and he
okay.
was the writer of the Harry
Steve.
Potter
Steve
screenplays.
Cloves.
Steve, is it Steve? So
Yeah.
he's involved in this third one. Came on as a writer
Yeah.
and a producer with her, and and he wrote all the Harry Potter ones. So I'm wondering if they're a little bit like, hey, yeah, it's great, but we got to pump up the story side of it. I haven't found any research to understand why he came in, but he's involved in the writing of this one and is credited as the screenwriter with her.
Yeah.
And she actually, her credit is now based on a script by.
Oh,
So that
interesting.
basically, when that happens, you basically rewrote the script.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably because the
So
second one didn't do
Or,
yeah, so
or
that's
had contention with the second
Yeah.
one, and that's probably
yeah, or
why
she
they're
just
trying to turn around.
yeah, or she's just like, like let somebody else like have it. I mean,
Yeah.
when you think about it, when sometimes other people can bring really great ideas to a movie or an idea or a
and
screenplay.
just tweaking sometimes, just
Yeah.
tweaking sometimes.
And like take George Lucas for example. I mean, Lawrence Kasdan really helped write Empire Strikes Back, and that's one of the greatest Star Wars movies yet. So, sometimes it takes a second brain to come in and really take what the world you've
Step
built,
back.
and
Yeah.
and let the creator, and kind of hone in on what is going to make a movie really good. So that like, it could
The
be
one thing with these
for the
movies,
benefit.
the cinematography to me has always been fantastic.
Yeah.
Like in these movies, and so
I
I
agree.
immediately go to the, to the filmography or the cast and crew, and see who filmed it, right? And so the cinematographer for this is George Richmond, and comes from long line of camera department, like way back, but big films though, right? Like Free Guy, Rocket Man, Tomb Raider, two of the Kingsmans. The guy knows his
Yeah.
chops. But so then and then again out of the camera department A and B, and you go down in the list, and you go down in the list, you go down in the list. You keep going down his list, and you see how he started The Seed of Chucky. You know what I mean? It's like
Stop.
you go back to these
You
to
got to start
these
somewhere, man.
Oh
yeah, and
man.
that's one of the biggest problems I have in Hollywood with kids coming out of film schools.
Yeah.
They get out of film school and they're like, fresh off the thing, and they go, where's my TV series? Where's my movie? And it's just like that's not how it works. You see that pile of cables over there? Go pick it up and bring it over there for 10 years and then come back to me.
Yep.
And you see these guys, like now they're these huge movies, but 20 years ago they were doing The Seed of Chucky. And look at him now. You got to pay your dues. And then,
Yeah.
before that, he did Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights. Anybody ever see that movie?
No.
I
No.
don't think so.
No. You
I got to
do.
tell you. Can I tell you my Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights
Oh
story?
no. Okay. Quick tangent.
So
Quick
go
tangent.
go
Oh,
through
wait,
go
is
through
this
the
the Dirty
crew.
Dancing spinoff?
No, the
Yeah.
sequel. It was the
Sequel.
sequel
Oh.
to
The
Well,
to the
sequel?
original.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the
Yeah, it has
first,
nothing to
so
do with that. A spin-off is a
why
better thing.
call
No.
it whatever?
So do you know who
I do
produced
know
it?
about this one, okay.
Do you know who produced it?
No.
Frank?
Lawrence Bender.
No.
Do you know? Does that name ring a bell?
No.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Like Lawrence Bender, there is an old drinking buddy, but he's more of a friend of another friend. But we back in those days, we were always drinking together, and great producer, fucking smart guy, really good guy. And we went to the premiere of Kill Bill 2 with him. He produced the Kill Bills. We went to the premiere with him, and then after the premiere, we went to have drinks. And my buddy and I were kind of making fun of him because it was such a shitty movie, and we were laughing and go, "Come on, why did you make that? Why did you make that piece of shit?" And he just stops us cold. Look, my drink is going up to my mouth, and he goes, "Because I got paid $10 million. That's why I did it, assholes." And we're just like, okay. And then he went on to this whole thing. It's just like in Hollywood, as a producer, the hardest thing is to actually get shit made. Like you see so much stuff in this town. You go out for a drink anywhere in Hollywood, and there are more producers than there are bartenders. And the hardest part is actually getting it made. So when you have the ability to put the pieces together and it actually gets done and somebody picks it up and pays for it, that in and of itself is giant. So yeah, don't be afraid to do Seed of Chucky. Just whatever you can do to work your way up there.
Just
That's what
do
you have
it.
to do.
Yep.
It's a
Words of
classic.
wisdom from
There's
PJ.
nothing like it.
Yeah.
Very
I
true,
mean,
Steph.
Look, I started in
There's nothing like
in
it.
porn. So and look.
You were a
Oh.
fluffer.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you were a
You
fluffer.
were.
I was
I
like,
literally
you've come far.
cleaned semen.
Yeah.
It's been a long road.
Do you still
But
do
here
that
we
on
Sounds
the
like a
side?
sticky situation.
I do
make a bit of
actually.
cash,
It's
Nice.
it's been hard. Daycare is expensive.
He has his
Anyway.
OnlyFans account, but it's called Only Bears, and it's a gay site where he's very large, hairy men. He's a bear.
That's
They love
nothing wrong
honestly
with
onlybears.com.
a good business idea.
Do large hairy men like other large hairy men? I thought, don't they? Isn't
Yeah.
there like the opposites attract kind of
No.
thing?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Not
But you're in
always.
the gay community,
Not
you're called a
supposed-
bear.
Yeah, thank you.
And I probably am going to get raked over
I
the
am
coals for
wearing
that
a
one too.
bear hat. Anyway, back on topic. I don't know how we will tangent or segue back into Harry Potter, but somehow we
Well, let's
will.
just watch the trailer.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. The Secrets of Dumbledore, the sequel to The Crimes of Grindelwald,
Here it
where
is.
we will see a new face of Grindelwald in the third movie. Is it going to change every movie? Is that going to be the thing now?
You know, they should
Maybe.
do that. Kind of like a what's that Imaginarium of
Yeah.
like after Heath Ledger died, and they had to replace him, and then he just like decided to have multiple actors play his characters. So
Yeah.
they could do that. You know,
True.
he could constantly change disguises, and you don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, I
Are we
feel like
talking about?
at the end of every movie, Grindelwald, at the end of every movie, it should be like a Scooby-Doo moment. Like, you thought I was Grindelwald. I'm actually this guy.
Is that because Depp's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they had to recast this because of
But honestly,
good
I
old
think
Johnny Depp.
I think Maz is gonna do a good job.
I
He's-
love him as an
Yeah,
actor.
great.
He's a great actor.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
he's
Johnny
great.
Depp though too.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Johnny Depp. I mean,
But
yeah, love his acting.
I'll be honest, he looked kind of weird in the Grimes of Grindelwald, like the whole white face.
I don't
like,
think that's,
weird
like,
hand.
That's his choice, though, right?
No,
Maybe it was.
I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, just disclaimer. I don't, unless I'm wrong. None of us are Harry Potter, like Wizarding World experts, right? Like we're not
No.
coming
No.
at this and being like, we know everything there is to know. But some of our community members are, and we're gonna bring them on a little bit later. But why don't we watch this trailer and give
Sweet.
our feedback?
All right. I am ready to press
Sweet.
play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Memory is everything.
Helmet hit right off the top.
Without it, we are blind.
Aw.
Without it, we leave the fate of our
no.
world to chance.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
Going back to
Albus, but
Hogwarts.
I've just received troubling news.
Tell me, what is it?
It's Grindelwald.
The time is closed, my brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
familiar.
love the long hair.
Begins today!
He looks great.
The world as we know it is coming undone. If we're to defeat him, you'll have to trust me.
Mr. Kowalski, we need you.
I said I want an out and I want out.
You do know I'm a witch, right?
It's cute.
Dumbledore
It's
asked
cute.
if I give you something, Jacob.
This is the team that's going to take down the most dangerous wizard in the century. Who wouldn't like our chances?
He's cute.
No one can know everything, not even you.
What you're doing is madness. With or without you, I'll burn down their world.
That's a great image.
Dangerous times favor dangerous men.
If by tea time, all of us are still alive,
Call back too, right?
you should consider our efforts a success. Mr. Kowalski.
My pleasure.
Do you really intend to turn your back on your own kind? It was you who said we could reshape the world. Even if we make mistakes. We can try to make things right.
That was a shot.
Whoa.
You're gonna need some help.
Ah.
We're gonna need bigger guns.
There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Is that a scorpion?
Oh,
Things are not quite what they appear.
yes, Fog. All right.
I trust you're enjoying your wand, Mr. Kowalski.
Can I keep this?
All right. Muggles can do magic now.
Can they?
You get a cool
Maybe he
wand.
was never a muggle.
He does look like he drinks a
Maybe he
potion
was always meant
beforehand.
to.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because he was like, and he's obviously drank something, and then
Well,
Newt gives him the
I think
wand.
that's a callback to the first movie, because in the first movie he drinks at a bar and it's like some whiskey or like I forget what it was, but he makes that noise because it's like super potent.
True.
As far as trailers goes, that was a good trailer. I mean, it
actually
mixed
is a
it
good
up enough to make me ask questions. It felt more like a Harry Potter movie than the other two, if I'm being honest with you. A little bit of the humor and much more of the magic.
Agree.
It was more in the Potter realm than it has been in the Fantastic Beasts, in my opinion. But that was a well executed trailer.
Yeah, there's not a lot of beasts in this, right? Like we see like a scorpion or
Just
something,
towards the end there.
and like the Dumbledore's Phoenix quite a bit, which
Fox.
could play into.
Do you think that we are so desensitized now to these sort of films, these fantastical films, that you look at that trailer now and go, eh? Like 20 years ago, you saw that trailer, you would have been like lining up to go
True.
see a movie like that. When I was a kid, that would have just been the biggest thing since sliced bread. Like I just feel that we've seen a lot of in the superhero world, in this kind of world. There's kind of a beat that goes to it now, and you got to kind of be a fan to want to be like, I want more of that story, because there's a lot of inside information. It's well done as a trailer. Does it entice you to go see the movie, which is what a trailer's supposed to do? Do you want to see that movie because of that trailer? Like we did with The Green Knight, even though it was a piece of shit film?
Keeps going back to
Yeah,
that.
just keeps going back.
Yeah.
Don't all speak at once now.
I would. I would go see that.
Hello, is this on? Hello, is anybody here? Hello.
I'm not
sorry,
a fan
what?
of the films. Actually.
You're not a fan of the films.
Not really, no. I love the first three, and then from there, I'm like, I just prefer the books, and that's just what I grew up on, and I don't really love the way that David Yates did 4 and then onwards. Look, he did the best he could with the material, and everybody seems to like it except me. So I'm probably just out on a limb here. So I've seen all of the original Harry Potter films, and I've seen all of I've seen the first Fantastic Beasts. You know what I mean? I just didn't grab the second one. I was like, no, I don't really want to see this. However, this trailer makes me want to see it. So it's interesting because I was not interested in the second.
So that's a good trailer
film.
then. That's a good trailer.
It's a
I mean, that's
good
the point of
trailer.
these things, right? They're commercials. We break the story down, and we break down the peeps and everything that's involved. But I mean, as a trailer, that's a good trailer. It had the comedy, it had the suspense. It was cut well. It didn't give me the storyline. It showed me all the big actors I want to see. It gave me the lines. Oh, what does that mean? I mean, as a trailer, it's a well done trailer. It made me want to go back and start watching them all over again just so I can catch up. And that's the
Yeah.
point
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean, I'm in
trailer.
the same boat. Yeah, I want to see the second one now just so I know, like, going into this one, because I do want to see it, what to expect, what's happened. And I'm sorry I didn't watch that before this, but now
I think with the budget to television, I think they should take this concept and maybe go into Hogwarts before or after Harry and do a TV show.
Would love that.
I would
Do
love for them to go
do a
after.
TV series about Hogwarts, or pick a different school. You know what I mean? Go parallel with one of the other schools. What's the one with the kind of the bad guys that dated Hermione
it was in
in the cup
Romania.
one, the Romania one? Like do it there or something, right?
Yeah.
I'm for that. That was a cool school. I mean, even the French one was really cool.
Yeah.
The French one too.
really
That'd be
good.
another one.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
They-
think
they do
TV
go
would be good
to-
for this.
They do go to the French ministry in the second one. So you see what the Ministry of Magic looks like in France in the second
oh,
movie.
you're right.
So I know what happens in the second movie. I just didn't really want to watch it. I was
And
like,
this
nah,
one goes back to
looks
Hogwarts.
This
so
one goes
this
back
movie
to
goes back to
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
The second
This
one
is-
did too. We saw.
Yeah.
Oh, the second one. I never saw the second one.
Yeah. So, sorry, Stephanie, were you finished? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, my main thing is like this has been around for a long time now, so I feel like they have to play into new audiences, so the younger generation to try to make them more interested. I like this. I miss some of the darker, more serious. Like after 4, like everything got really dark in the Harry Potter movies, and I always liked that atmosphere, so I kind of miss like some of that, but I like the more historical aspect, if you will, of like you're back in time. You're seeing Albus. He's younger. I think looks wise, he looks really young compared to when he's supposed to like. I think he. Why am I blanking on his name? Tom.
Riddle.
Riddle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Voldemort?
in the movies, yeah, you see him meet him, so like he looks like he had longer hair and like a longer beard, and he looked older. So like timeline, I think looks wise, it's not super accurate to what the other movies did, but that's okay,
Yeah.
because it's just doing its own thing. So
Somebody want to get rid of that Daddy Sean, please.
Daddy Sean, well, we can stop you. Yeah, no, I hear you. I agree with you guys all. Like, it was interesting. I watched this trailer, and my first reaction was, I don't know if I remember what the hell is going on. Like, I watched those first two movies. I actually watched the first one quite a few times. And actually, like, my wife's a big fan, Harry Potter fan, and I made her watch it. And I'm like, do you know what this is? Like, well, who is this person? Like, and I had like so many questions. And I guess it's good for a trailer, but I'm also sort of in the mindset of, are people, how well do you need to know this world to understand what the hell's going on in this movie at this point in time? You know, because there's, and I think this is the same problem people have with anything that spans this much content, right? You know, whether that's Star Wars, Star Trek, any sort of fandom like this, where it's sort of like, how well do you need to know the backstories and stuff like that to really understand like what is happening and all the little things that they're showing you? Like they're showing you like a lot of things in this movie where there's like a bracelet with like what looks like blood inside of it.
That's in two.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but if you would, the same argument could be said for Star Wars. You're a big Star Wars fan or a big Marvel fan, and you know what that means. You go, oh, there it is. But you know, you just don't follow this.
Well, but it's weird though. But I do. I guess that's my point is like I'm a pretty casual. I'm a casual viewer of this, right? It's not like I've never seen anything. Like I've watched all of those Harry Potter movies a lot. And I've seen the Fantastic Movies Beast a couple times at least. So I haven't read the books. I've listened to the audiobooks of the first like three, but I haven't read all of them. So I admit I'm not like a super fan by any means. But even watching this, there was a lot more questions, which I guess is a good trailer. But I'm also a lot of like really confused. Like we don't see Tina at all in this trailer. Like she's gone. Like it's like she's not even in the movie. And in the first trailer that they released, she's not in it either. It's like they've written her out of the movie. She's on IMDb, so she's in the movie.
I was just gonna say,
but why not? Why aren't they marketing her? So obviously she either has like some part in this movie that's a huge spoiler, or they've really like cut her character out for this 3rd out of 5 films, which is weird because I felt like the heart of these movies is Newt and Tina, right? Like that relationship is sort of like it's sort of like the Ron and Hermione, or the kind of, or the Harry and Ron relationship, however you want to look at it.
Well, this one
or however
is,
you want to ship it.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say this one is more romantic, but it's not the Tina and Newt story. It is Queenie. It's Queenie's, I guess, story, because like.
Yeah.
There's stuff that happens in the second film that essentially is like spoilers, so please just go away right now if you don't want to see. But she's on another side now. She's on the the other side. So when you see her in this film, you're like, oh my god, Will Kowalski, like, oh, are they gonna reunite? Also, Stephanie, you may want to remove that headset again. Also, there's like hints of previous relationships between Albus and Grindelwald.
But they'll never go into that. Yates said they're never going to touch the gayness of his character.
But they kind of did in 2. They kind of did. It's very subtext. It's very subtle.
Because we know.
That's what the blood bond is. That's what that vial is.
Yeah.
So you do get to see that. There's a lot.
And
in
Yates.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say there's a lot in this film, and in the second one that people are like scratching their heads over, being like, this wasn't into the books. Like this is completely diversifying from canon a little bit.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of exciting. You've read the books 1,000 times. Like watch something new.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they
is
have Pottermore too. Like they are always like releasing
True.
content and stuff on there. So like if you ever like are curious, like they might have information on there. You're like, you know, what's going on here? Like who is this person or what is this place? Like that place is like the perfect hub. Like this is not a sponsor, but but
I
just
wish
to
it
say, like,
was.
I love Pottermore,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Pottermore is a good
Yeah.
place to go. If you've not done your quiz, I encourage Drew and PJ to go and do your quiz.
Yeah, it's what house?
Yeah.
No, guys, I'm scared. Scared of.
Because
I
what,
didn't.
you're
I don't
silly?
remember what it was though.
It's like Schrodinger's cat. If I open that box and I know, then
Your
and
wife
I'm
would
not
love
happy.
it.
My brother and my brother's girlfriend and my dad are all Slytherin. I was like,
What are you?
Ravenclaw.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So I have a couple really cool things in this trailer. I thought the trend there's like a really cool transition between Dumbledore, like I guess when he's fighting
The water
Credence-
one, where they go through
Credence.
the water.
Yeah, well, it's like it's like, but it like changes perspective even, like, you know, he's in like another world. It's almost like
Yeah.
the Upside Down.
That looked cool.
That was super cool, and that was like the moment in the trailer. I was like, whoa, that's dope.
Yeah.
And there's another shot where like there's a bunch of like, I don't know, like wavy lines coming down, and like they're like someone's like cutting through it with their wand. That looked really cool. And then the third shot is in this. There's a water shot where like someone like I couldn't tell who it was, but like pushes somebody out of the water up against the wall, and then they kind of
Oh, yeah, they
teleport,
look like art.
right up to them. And so right away, I think with this movie and why I was excited about Fantastic Beasts and why I really liked the first movie a lot was, and PJ, I guess why you didn't maybe is I wanted to Wizarding World or a Harry Potter but adult version. I you know, the kids stuff sometimes when I'm in Hogwarts, I was kind of like Snoozeville for me. I wanted the cool, like, I want the Star Wars lightsaber battle version of Harry Potter, and I didn't get that until like Goblet of Fire and later, right? You don't really get any of that really cool wizard stuff, right? It's all sort of like the wizard stuff's more kid-like, you know.
Well,
and
that's
then
just
this-
because you had a good childhood and you're not trying to relive it in any positive way. So, and older now though, you're like, Jesus, what could I have done? And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you want.
Yeah,
But
well,
Yates
that-
said this is adult. Yates said it. It's adult Potter, and it's all about love and the consequences of love and the psychology of love and love. So,
Yeah, and that's cool. Like, I don't know. I get excited about like some of the really cool things that we get to see magic do that I guess we didn't really get to explore Harry Potter doing. It all felt very simple. Not simple, I guess, just sort of like it was either like, you know, like a deflection spell or like a Patronus, you know, like, and that was all we got, you know.
Innocence.
Yeah, it was very innocent kind of stuff. This feels very more like brutal and real and like hurtful almost. Like there's some things that are going on that feels very violent even, which is cool. I guess it feels just raw. I guess a little bit.
what
more.
about the Death Eaters in the World Quidditch Cup? That was pretty violent.
Yeah, we don't really. Yeah.
Like,
but they don't- yeah.
I think the movies took a turn, or the movies and the books took a turn. Like, you definitely reach a point where the innocence is gone, and now you're in it. There's no turning back. And
Well, it goes back to that idea of wonderment, and we've talked about that before. The very first Harry Potter film is filled with wonderment at every element, from the train to the boat rides to the Hogwarts itself, to the way everything is done, and it's one after another of like, oh my God, that's cool. Oh my God, I wish I could be there. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you come back and you're at the same place. You know what I mean? They did a good job of going into the forest, going over to the little town. I can't remember now all of a sudden.
Hogsmeade.
Yeah, and they, and that added some elements of wonderment. But by the time you're in the fourth, fifth, and sixth, they ran out of things to surprise you with. Like, that's why I said go to the other schools. Do you know what I mean? Like when they in the World Cup, when they brought, I mean, in the Battle of the Wizards, when they brought the other schools in, I so bad wanted to see their schools, right?
Yeah.
I so bad wanted to see their schools. So this gives you the opportunity for wonderment. Is this one shot in Brazil? I heard this one was shot in Brazil, or is in Brazil, some with Brazil. And I think that's what you get, Drew. Here is you get that ability to go outside of Hogwarts, go to other places. You get bigger storylines. You can get more adultly deceit. You have the love. I mean, it wasn't even a YA novel. That was considered a children's book. So they don't even kiss in that story until we're way, way down the line.
That's why I like this one. I mean, it's darker. It's Dumbledore's story, and that's fascinating in itself because we don't really know all that much about Dumbledore's past, and that's cool. I do think though, like, I mean,
you're
is it
right
just me?
about Brazil.
Yeah, because like, is it just me? Like, Grindelwald seems way worse than Voldemort, like way worse.
Right.
And then it's like in the Harry Potter books, it doesn't really make all that sense. And feel free to correct me in the chat. Like, I'm not an expert or anything, so I don't know. Like, what was the difference? Like, Grindelwald, especially in the second film, how it opens, it's very dark. Like, it's just like poof, you're dead. And you know, in this one, as Mads is portraying him, he's also like a massive warlord, which is a little close to home, but it's interesting. Like, he seems so much worse than Voldemort, and yet there's like,
Well, Voldemort wanted to
can't
kill
call
all
him.
Muggles and any half-bloods, right? And he
True.
started killing wizards, and there was a big massacre with the Death Eaters, and that's why he became the Who Shall Not Be Mentioned.
But
So it was
Grindelwald-
from a single event. I didn't watch the second one. Did he have such a mass killing event?
Yeah, it's like 8 characters and like that in the beginning where he's just like poof, you're dead. So that's interesting.
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
Because he is now. I think maybe it's just because he is in the
And he was
film.
already wanted, wasn't he? Like from the first movie, he was already a wanted.
Yeah.
Like, he's already done crime. Like he already did something to kind of be on the run, I guess.
Yeah, he was undercover. He was in hiding.
I think the main difference really is Grindelwald wants to. I guess like he feels that Wizarding World should not have to hide, and just live side by side. But then in the second film, he shows the crappiness of man, like, you know, war and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, this is coming if we don't stop them, type thing. So maybe it's almost like, oh, he's kind of like righteous in his own journey. You know what I mean? Whereas Voldemort's just like, kill everybody. I don't want them. Get them out of here.
And I think you hit it right on the head, though. Like, he is kind of like a dictator, like, and it does hit close to home. Like, it does feel very much like the wars that we've experienced, the stuff that we're experiencing right now. So, yeah, I think that is scary, right? Because you can relate or empathize with the situation and say, okay, like, that's really scary. Whereas, like, Voldemort, like, that's not something we necessarily deal with. It is more fantasy.
Yeah, luckily enough. Like, I mean, to be fair, he's talking about genocide, and like we're very privileged to not have experienced something like that ourselves. But yeah, like I don't know. It's an interesting comparison between Grindelwald and Voldemort. Sometimes I'm like, damn, Grindelwald's scary, and then Voldemort's like super evil. But I don't know. Sometimes they do things and you're like, oh, well, is he? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I you know, and I'm gonna like, here's where I start to like Harry Potter logic starts to break down for me. Like I guess I don't quite understand what makes Dumbledore so powerful, or what makes what gives these characters so much power, right? Like, is it knowledge of spell? Is it like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Yeah, it's sort of.
What's the origin of their power source? Is that what you're going at?
Kind of, right? Like, obviously they're a wizard by blood, right? You're either a wizard or not by blood. So unless in this movie you're giving a wand, and I guess you can become a wizard.
Just like that.
Just like that. I guess now everybody
Can
can
we
have
have?
their dream come
Can
true.
I have a wand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can go to
I've
Disney.
been waving
World.
mine around for years and it ain't done shit.
I guess I start to lose too, like. There's like a moment in the first movie where Grindelwald like is literally deflecting like hundreds of like spells at him, and he's actually taking people out too. Like, that is like the amount of skill that would require to be able to do that, I guess. And he's not saying, like, there's no spells being vocalized. You know, like in Harry Potter, you're like, you have to like Accio, and like there's a lot of like Patronus, and like there's a lot of these spells that are verbalized. And it seems like the more powerful you get, you don't need to verbalize them anymore. You can just sort of mentally think it while waving your wand in a certain way. and it happens. But I guess later in the movies, and now in the movies, it just seems like you flick your wrist and something happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sort of like the logic starts to break down in battles for me in Harry Potter, where I don't quite understand how someone is as powerful as like a Voldemort or a Grindelwald or a Dumbledore or even a Newt, you know, because he's actually pretty powerful in this, to be able to hold his own the way he does. I guess that's my question. I don't know if you guys have any answers, or if the chat has any answers, or anybody. I'd be interested to know.
Well, why don't we bring an expert on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should. Let me see if anybody's in the.
That's true. Alex does mention in the book they practice non-verbal spells in the 6th year. That is true.
In the book,
as they get older and more powerful, they don't have to say the spell out loud. That's true.
Yeah. No, that seems obvious, I guess, but I just don't understand how much practice, or like why, are they just brilliant? Like they have a brilliant mind, you know? Is it sort of?
Yeah, maybe it's like an IQ thing. Like maybe it's an IQ thing, and some are better at stuff than others, or some it takes more time, more practice. I mean,
I'd be a really dumb one.
I forget who it was, but they were always.
Up.
I was just gonna say him. Yeah. Yes.
Seamus.
I'm trying to turn water into wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cute.
That's all I'd be doing all the time.
I will say I didn't see in the trailer because I was looking out for it because I could have swore like I had seen it in another trailer, but you get to see like Abelforth, who's played by Richard Coyle. Any Sabrina fans? He was now I'm blanking on the name of his character.
Oh.
But, he was
I love Sabrina.
That was such a good show. Why am I blanking on that? Now
In Sabrina?
In Sabrina, he was come on, Richard. Thank you. I'll find it. I'm sorry. I'm always blanking.
This is
on
where
names.
we would have Stephanie edit in a loading symbol.
Exactly.
Around her
Yeah,
face.
cut right now.
Brain not working. Loading.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Anybody
Internet's so
anybody
slow.
waiting?
Father Blackwood.
Father Blackwood. Oh yeah.
He's great in that.
Oh yeah.
So good in
Yeah,
that.
he is good in that.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Yeah.
he's been in a lot of things.
So
Faustus
What's that actor's
Blackwood.
so he's
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
yes.
Thanks, Matt.
What's that actor's name? I've seen him in a lot of things.
He's good.
Richard Coyle.
Yeah, I can't remember where I've seen him. Yeah, if you're a community member and you want to kind of come in and give your 2 cents, now's the time. We put the link in our community circle. Go check that out if you have thoughts on what you think about the Secrets of Dumbledore, and what Secrets of Dumbledore Don has. Like
I think it's for future. I think it's for future movies. Like, you know, like in the future of Dumbledore that we see, like I think these are all the secrets, or some of the secrets that he
in
kind
the
of
vault,
holds
in
throughout
his
his
mind
life.
vault, his where he takes the
Yeah. Oh, that always creeped me
little-
out.
The memory?
It looked like
memories out
hair.
of his head.
Yeah.
Now once they're out of his head, he doesn't. They're gone
It's a
out
thought,
of his head.
right?
No,
You
it's
can
just
pull a
like a
thought
copy.
out.
No, it's just a thought.
It's like
yeah.
it's like a
Memory.
recording.
Okay.
Copy
You
paste.
still have it. Yeah. Yeah, it's copy paste.
Command C,
It's a
Command
copy
B.
pasta.
'Cause I was like, there's so much shit floating around in there. That guy, he can't remember shit. That's what I was thinking. I was like, how does he remember anything? It's all floating around in that little cauldron.
I want to go watch Harry Potter now.
That's true. That's true. People are
Same.
speculating that Jacob has either he is enchanted. Alex said that, or previously someone said that maybe he's a mudblood and he doesn't know, which is interesting.
Which could be.
I mean, it could be. It felt like in this trailer. This is how it felt. In this trailer, when Newt was like, "Here, take a wand. Now you can do magic."
Yeah.
Felt like when they gave Ned in Spider-Man, like spoilers. You know what I mean? Like the ring, and you're like, no, but no, no,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why would you? What? So I have problems with it, but maybe they will explain it, because I'm sure everybody has a problem with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
It is. Yeah, it's gonna be. There's gonna be some things like in this movie. I guess all the Harry Potter movies always have like sort of those moments where I'm like, how the hell did they just like? It's sort of like they wrote themselves in a corner and be like, well, now we'll create this thing that just happens that will now solve this. Like, because in this movie doesn't what's the room called? The room in Hogwarts that just magically appears.
Room of requirement.
Yeah, the room requirement. It kind of just appears when you need it, and it has the thing that's going to solve your problem.
True.
Right? Like
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
sort of like, so now we're gonna create a room for you where you can do your magic because magic's not allowed. And like, what? How the hell?
Can I give you one word of
like that.
advice? When you
The
watch
school is
these
helping.
movies, let the logic go before
Yeah,
you
yeah,
start with the
exactly.
popcorn.
What PJ said.
I mean,
No, 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 no. But here's
you're going to be able to believe that a guy can shoot spider webs out of his arms and be able to hit a building across and swing over to another building? Come on.
no, but
You
they
know,
actually.
you don't.
But here's the problem. They explain that. What the problem is they don't explain like who created this room, why does it exist, like it doesn't. Is the castle alive? You know what I'm saying? Like, is Hogwarts actually alive and has
Yes.
thought and can see? Like, and then who created the cat? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, it needs.
No, the
There
castle
needs
was
to
built
be.
by the 4 founders, I believe.
Okay.
And they enchanted it like different sections. So there could be an enchantment by Rowilda Ravenclaw, or Godric Gryffindor, and that's what's happening. The Hogwarts is alive. That's why the stairs are moving. That's why the stairs don't stay still, because like it is mischievous. It has a character. Hogwarts itself is a character. So yeah, so it does. When
That's
the
the
room of
TV
requirement
show I
happens,
want.
it's because
Then why
Umbridge
why
comes
doesn't
in
it?
and is like,
That's
Why
the
doesn't
difference
it?
between science fiction and fantasy. Science fiction has to be based, real science fiction has to be based out of some plausible scientific premise. Magic doesn't. Fantasy does not. That's why Star Wars is sci-fi fantasy,
No,
because
I
it's
hear
got a
you.
lot of plot
I
holes
hear you.
too.
No,
The,
I don't disagree with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there are
you
definitely
can't.
coming
You'll
for
drive yourself crazy, buddy. What you're asking for, what you're saying, really, if I can, is a good storyteller will try to fill those holes up and not use easy ways to escape themselves out of problems they've written themselves into.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
what you appreciate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and sometimes I think in the movies I feel like, and again, I'm speaking from the middle. I haven't read all of the books. I think the early books have done a better job, I think, of explaining away some of those things. But in the movies, I feel like you're expected to know how that room exists and why it's there and what it just did, or like why that map is there, or you know what I'm saying, like why that spell can do what it can do, or why someone can block that spell and that other person can't. You know what I'm saying? You're expected to just understand.
Yeah, it's magic.
Or accept.
Or
Or
You
accept,
just
right,
have
or
to
accept.
accept it. Yeah, it's
Where
magical.
I'm
Yeah.
sort of like,
It's kind of like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that was a smart thing to think of.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you farted. Oh, I have a fart. I just happen to have a fart preventing spell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the books.
I don't have to tell you where I bought the thing or
Bought
figured
this-
out how
yeah,
to do it.
yeah.
I just have it.
I
Yeah.
just have it. Like
It's magic.
Hermione, I just happen to have this necklace that can take me back in time.
Yeah, and it's a powerful, powerful tool, and she's using it to study because she wants to know more, and she wants to be the greatest wizard of all time. So,
Yeah.
because you're like, Hermione can change
But
the
that-
world, but she
Right.
doesn't because she's
Yeah.
dope, and she just wants to learn more.
She could
I
have
think
saved
that's why
her.
I don't like fantasy as much as I like science fiction, Drew, because I agree. Like,
Yeah.
those plot holes will bug me if there's too many of them. If I'm sitting down for science fiction, you got to explain some shit to me. With fantasy, I let it go. It's like, it's magic. Come on.
Yeah.
It's going to be whatever it can be.
I
Yes.
hear you. Yeah.
But when
it's
when it just shows up magically to help the person out, that's when I'm a little bit like, that was really lazy. You got to set that up for me before I let you have that one, or I'll turn it up. Disney does it all the time with their kid stuff, right? Like the kid's in a problem, and all of a sudden, poof! What was that? Wizards of Waverly. You ever watch that?
No.
Magic came and
Oh,
went.
yes.
Magic came and went as they needed it.
Yes.
That I don't like.
Yeah. Jay Garcia said she got that from Dumbledore and only because he knew she wouldn't abuse it. No, yeah, they do explain that in the film, but it just you would definitely abuse it. Like, I don't care if you're a teenage kid.
No, because it's Hermione.
I'm sorry.
Fuck yeah, I'd
Hermione,
abuse the
like,
hell out
is
of it.
just so
You
to the
know.
button, like, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't.
Yeah.
The
I'd abuse
guilt
that.
would, like, wreck her. That's why.
Yeah,
Because
she
if I
would-
did
she
something
would
like
not
that, I'm
do
like, the
that.
There's
guilt.
so many times she could have used that properly.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Man. Yeah.
Well, listen, take this home because I got a heart out.
Yeah. Take her home.
Take her
Uh,
home.
take her-
Well, listen, in the comments, please let us know about what you think, what your favorite points of this is. I was going to say don't talk about anything Elvis, but I would put that on the back. But anything to do with this, and any comments you have about it, if you liked it or you didn't like it as a trailer. And what do we got coming next week? Do we know yet, or is it going to be a surprise?
Yeah, it's maybe I'll be
Ooh.
surprised if you have something you want us to talk about. Let us know. You know, sometimes things drop like this did yesterday, and we jump on it because we think it's cool. We want to talk about it, especially if it's nerd like.
And then if you want to continue the discussion, come on over to CouchSoup, jump on the circle, and we'll talk about it there. Gotta be a member, and you can be a member for free, right, Drew?
Yeah, it's cool. So we got the free membership on CouchSoup.com. Unlocks actually really cool things like you can comment, and you get access to our community circle, discounts on merch, all that kind of stuff. But if you want to support what we're trying to do here, and the articles that we write, the content that we make, you can actually donate to a paid membership and get some really cool unlocks. So go check that out, CouchSoup.com. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. And Drew is recording his vomit for next week's freebie drop.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I was missing
my-
some
my
ASMR to put me to sleep.
Can't wait.
Yeah, my throat's going to be even
Can't
more
wait.
raspy.
Sounds to fall asleep by.
Go do your warm-ups. Go do your warm-ups.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it when you guys join us. We all do.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Take
Bye.
care, guys.